What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be installing these JKS Quicker disconnects, model 2030, because I am at stock height. As you can see here, adjustable front sway bar disconnects for the Wrangler JK07 with 0 lift to 2-inch lift. And there's your part number. So these things are adjustable. So I've been off-roading a bunch of times. I normally get underneath and disconnect the old-fashioned way with these bad boys here, but I have a trip coming up in a couple of weeks. Me, Adam, and a friend of mine is heading out to Tennessee to meet up with another great YouTuber, that guy Mike. So we will be doing some off-roading in Tennessee and Kentucky. So guys, follow the channel, subscribe so you guys could get all the videos from our off-roading trip up in Tennessee and Kentucky. Like I said, I've been off-roading a bunch of times. I normally disconnect the old-fashioned way, but I can't do that anymore. I'm getting too old for that shit. So I think it was back in February. I was out at Rouch Creek. It was about 0 degrees out, and I got underneath to disconnect the sway bar end links, and I was frozen. And I swore I would never crawl underneath and disconnect them the old way again. I had to get back in the car with the heat on just to get some feeling back into my fingers. So with the off-roading trip coming up, I have absolutely no plans on disconnecting my sway bars the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to show you guys how to take off the old sway bar end links, the OEM ones. And to do that, you're going to need an 18 millimeter, another 18 millimeter, and then a 19 millimeter. This is a very easy install. You're going to need some Loctite. I ordered an extra tube. I have a used tube. I don't know how much is in here. So I highly recommend using Loctite when you install the JKS disconnects. I wouldn't say it's a known problem, but some people on the forums have complained that after a couple of months that the bolts, I'm going to open this up in a few minutes to show you, that the bolts have come loose from, I guess, from vibration or whatever. So I would recommend even adding Loctite like I'm going to do. I would go back and check them. I check them in like a month or so. So again, installing, here's the tools you're going to need. The coffee and cigar is optional, but that's what I'm going to need, guys. So I'm going to pause this here. I'm going to set up everything under the car, and I'll meet you guys under the car. Alright guys, so we're back under the car. So what I did yesterday, knowing that these were coming today to be delivered, is I WD-40'd the old bolt. Like I said, I had these disconnected a few months ago, so they shouldn't be much of a pain in the ass. So that's going to be an 18 and an 18. And then I'll show you the top. That's going to be a 19. But I'm going to show you an easier trick to get to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the bottoms on both sides. And by disconnecting the bottoms on both sides, that's going to allow this bar to freely go up and down and give us more access to back here. So let me get to it. Let me set up this camera in the way that you guys could see. Not that I'm really doing much at this point, but I'm just trying to get you guys a good angle. There you go. Like I said, these were disconnected a few months ago. I don't believe these are going to give me any hard time at all. There we go. Alright guys, so you see the point. I'm gonna take out the two lowers and then I will come back and pick you guys up from there. Alright guys, so the sway bars are disconnected. The sway bar links, I keep saying sway bars, on both sides. So that gives you the ability to move this up and down. I don't have a great angle for where I'm from, but as you can see, this could go up and down. So now we're gonna disconnect the tops, and the tops are just, basically it's the same thing. So you're gonna have an open end there, and then behind here is another 18 millimeter, and that's gonna pop that off. So let me pop these off, and then the end links will be totally removed, and we'll open up the JKS's and we'll get on with the video. Stand by. Alright guys, I got the sway bar links out. I opened up the JKS's. So in the package, you're gonna get some stickers, some installation instructions. Forget the 18 millimeter. Once you're done taking out your old links, the 18 millimeter is done. We're now working with a 19. So I got a 19 millimeter ratchet, a 19 millimeter open, and you're gonna need a small screwdriver. I'm gonna use an Allen key, and I'll show you why in a minute. So here's what you're getting in the package. Your 4 lock rings. I believe these are called click pins. I'm almost positive they're called click pins. You're gonna get your 2 upper mount bolts. These things are heavy, these things are massive. Your 2 lowers, and I'm gonna show you in a little while. The flat side goes on the passenger side. The tip side is gonna go on the driver's side. Here's your two sway links. And these things are, I mean, here's the comparison, guys. You can't even compare them. They are adjustable. I believe this is gonna be a 19 millimeter, the lock nut. I'll get to that when I get to it. I'll let you guys know. But just feeling these in my hand, this is sick. These are well built. You got your grease fittings. And if you guys ever lose these red caps or these pins, you can buy them separately on JKS's website. I looked at them, they're not expensive either. So hopefully you don't need the caps or the pins, but if you do. And I'm gonna throw some standard grease on the pins. I mean, obviously I'm also gonna grease the fittings. So Allen key. You're gonna need something that's gonna fit. I'm trying to do this with one hand, guy. What's gonna fit in the hole, so you can hold this down to tighten it up. So I'm using an Allen key. You could use a small screwdriver, whatever you have. And then you are gonna have one, and there should be a second one that's probably underneath here, so hold on. Alright guys, now we're set up to put the JKS's in. The old sway bar end links are out. New ones are going in. Here's your 2 top bolts. Your 2 bottom ones. Passenger side flat. Remember that. I'll show you when we get down when we actually get to it. Passenger one is the flat one. Your Allen key, and I have my blue Loctite. So let me get set up underneath, and I'll get right back to you. Alright guys, I did the top one on the passenger side. There's really no way to put the camera, but you guys, you kind of get the hint. And let me start the other side. And so these pins, the holes here, you're gonna see a hole here for the pins. Make sure those holes are where you could get the pins in and out. It's your preference. The pins really lock in tight. It's your preference. There's plenty of room, as you can see. I could get my hand in here. I'll show you later when I put the pins in. So let me get the passenger side done, and I'll come back to you. Alright guys, the driver's side top is in. I'm sorry again, there's just no angle to get the camera in. I'll be able to show you guys better on the bottom. So the tops are in. Where's my grease? I'm gonna just throw some regular standard grease on for now. Again, I'm gonna grease the fittings later. Just take a nice chunk of grease, rub it in. That was probably a little more than I needed, but that's okay. Same thing on the driver's side. rub some grease in. Let me take off my greasy glove. And then guys, also in the box, you're gonna see these 2 black spaces. 1, 2. You're only gonna have 2. The bottoms do not get these black spaces, only the tops. Just go over, slide the spacer on, all the way over. And that's what she looks like. Let's go do the other side. Take the spacer. Go to the other side. Slide it on. All right, let me get set up. Let me change my gloves and get set up for the bottoms. Remember earlier, guys, I said the flat one is for the passenger side. Remember that, and that's why, because of clearance. So I'll show you once it's on. I'm gonna throw some Loctite on, get it set up, and then I'll come back to you guys. As I got the bottom one started. Again, guys, just take the Allen key or your little screwdriver and just start ratcheting away. I know my hands are in the way, guys. I'm gonna try to do this so you guys can see. These lock nuts that they give you are extremely tight, so just so you know, I mean, I'm using the blue tight anyway, the blue Loctite, and I'm checking the hole. The hole looks good. And I'm gonna tighten down. Ugh, she ain't going nowhere. And there's your passenger side. I'm gonna throw a little grease on that when I'm done. Let's go over to the driver's side. Right, guys, I hope that's a good angle. I just got the driver's side started. Throwing my Allen key and my ratchet. The bottom's a little easier. I mean, nothing's hard in this. Just you have more access to the bottom than the top. We got more room to work. I hope my hand is not too much in the way for you guys. But guys, anybody can install these. You don't need any real mechanical skills. You don't need any special tools. I'm doing this with regular ratchet set and open ends. And I'm doing it on the streets in New York City. So don't be afraid. If you guys want to do this and you're not sure if you could do it, you could do it. This is not hard at all. This is basic, regular hand tools. And that is tight. Alright guys, so I'm gonna grease the 2 bottoms and I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, so I didn't want to bore you guys. Off camera, I was trying to do the height adjustment, and to make sure, when you adjust these, you want to make sure that your sway bar is as parallel as you could get it. And if you're stock like I am, I'm straight up stock. I have no suspension mods. Your adjustment height is going to be the lowest height right out of the box. I played with these a little bit up and down, and it brings the sway bar, well actually you can't go any lower, you can only go higher. It brings the sway bar slightly elevated, but higher, not lower, which is good. That's really it as far as the adjustment. If you're stock height, just go to the lowest setting right out of the box, and you are perfect right there. So I'm gonna throw the pins in, and I'm gonna tighten up that lock nut. And just so you guys know, the lock nut is a 15/16 on that lock nut. So let me put the pins in and I'll tighten up the lock nut. Alright guys, this is one finished side. This is the passenger side. Pins are in, everything's greased. I tightened up the lock nut, and I was explaining earlier to you guys, I mean, anyone that looked into this probably already knows it, but I'll just say it again. The reason you got the shorter one is because you don't have much space here when you slide them off. I'll show you guys to slide them off in a few. And then I'm gonna grease them up. Just so you guys know, off of JKS's website, these things need to be greased every 3 months for the first year. And then after the first year, they say just grease them with regular vehicle maintenance. So if you guys are wondering how often these grease fittings get greased, once every 3 months for the first year. So let me get everything set up for the driver's side. I'll get right back to you guys. Alright guys, they are in. This is the final product. The only downside is you really need to be on flat surface when you reconnect. I had a hard time getting the passenger one in. I'm not on the flattest surface. So I am on a little bit of an angle. So I had to actually make my neighbor stand on the bumper. And he stood on the driver's side bumper and she snapped, you know, she went right in. So you do need to be on level ground, not even semi-level, because I'm not really that bad. I'm a little bit on an angle and they wouldn't reconnect. But other than that, this is, I mean, I like them. They're greased. I'm sure you can see the grease coming out. So, sorry for the motorcycle. But that's it. That's the JKS Quicker disconnects. Model is 2030 for the Jeep JKs, from stock height to 2 inches. So if you do decide to go up an inch or even up to 2 inches, these are adjustable. And all these parts are available on JKS's website. If you lose or break pins, the little caps, if you lose the cap for the grease fitting, everything is available on JKS's website. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps somebody that wants the JKS Quicker disconnects. And again, I did this right here laying in the street with absolutely hand tools. That's all it takes. So you guys could do this too. It's very simple. You guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll answer them as soon as I can. Give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Like I said earlier in the video, in 2 weeks there is a trip to Tennessee and Kentucky off-roading with another great YouTuber, that guy Mike. So subscribe to his channel and follow our adventures. Well, my adventure at least, from New York City to Tennessee and Kentucky for a couple of days of off-roading. All right guys, enjoy.